probably 2 hours, normally earlier than I am on. But just wanted to come on and say hello, maybe have a chit chat if anybody pops on. And if no one pops on, then I'll just show you what the haul is. First of all, those of you that saw it, and you can hear, I should shut the window, but why not let you hear what I hear constantly, which are the seagulls. The baby ones that I call the Dixie Chicks. They're starting to slow down because it's starting to get dark here. It's nearly 9 o'clock. Well, dirty birds. They're just being quiet now. First of all, it's this gorgeous chrome, probably I would say 1930s is when they started chroming things. Now the chain is sterling. I put a sterling chain on it because it was just a pendant. But that probably suits more people, having sterling to a base metal, brass with chrome. But the stone's in wonderful condition. Christina, I swear, you like every time I come on, you come on. But it's nice to see you, honey. You can see this is a gorgeous cornflower. It's a large stone. And I think the chain is complementing. So, and it's on a really long chain. I had to tape it to the back. I need to put a pin on that so I can hook things. How are you, honey? Oh, it's not. I mean, it's always nice to see you, but I pop on and you're the first one on. I'm like, oh, Christina. There's this. I guess we'll just get the morning jewelry out of the way because there's quite a bit. I have a pile here and I somehow think I have more. This is a huge jet in memory of. Brooch, carved. Let's see, they're like, oh, I was going to say they're holes, but that's not holes. It's just pierced. The jet is pierced. Yeah, it's huge. It's a honker. It's a brooch or a pendant. Then there's Gutta Percha. Gutta Percha cameo. Brooch with the original extra long pin. Pay no attention to my nails. Hopefully I can get those sorted tomorrow. Now go ahead, birds. Let everybody hear what I got here. This Gutta Percha. Oh, that's definitely Victorian, honey. Look at that pin. I think they started using Gutta Percha around the 1860s, if I'm not mistaken. They used voxel glass in the 1800s as well. This is definitely 1800s. I either gave Lori one or Lori bought one. It wasn't much money. Oh, hi, Thelma. How are you, honey? The background is my desk. And I live very near the ocean on the Devon coast. And that's, if you hear the screaming, that's not my husband, it's seagulls. It might be my husband, you never know. This one, let's see the back of it. Now that someone has replaced, done the wire trick, but they did sharpen the wire. So we can't really date it, but they started using vulcanite around the same time as they did gutta percha. So it's from the 1860s on. So she's still quite old. I mean, vulcanite, it takes it a long time for it to lighten up. And this one has lightened up. She's pretty but rather somber looking. I do like this one. I'm not sure if it's cherries or peaches. But what fruit has to do with mourning? A mourning brooch? I don't know. And that one's definitely been replaced, but it was replaced early, I think. But you can see the glue where it had been replaced. And it's odd that it's replaced that way. Don't you think it should go that way? I imagine you could wear it that way, but you would think that the fruit would be, that way. You don't see fruit often, and when you do, it's usually with flowers, and flowers with a meaning, like forget-me-nots or... This one is probably my favorite. And that's gutta percha and the with sympathy hand. I think this one's quite early as well. What do you think? I love these with sympathy hands. Same with the brooches. There's a coal painted brass, likely Victorian, violets. The leaves are so, there's some paint loss in the violets themselves, but the leaves are just gorgeous. The detail on the leaves. And I think this is pinchback, meant to look like gold. I haven't tested it. It's clearly it's not gold, but it's not heavy enough to be gold. And this was a brooch and definitely a locket, but you know how I love the pie rope bohemian garnets. And it's a hair keeper. It's a pendant now, but I think once upon a time that would have had a glass cover. Now that I took out is like a hard stone. It's like a carved rose on a hard stone. And this is, I had it XRF'd. It is a low carat gold. It's not pinchback. Hey, Lori, you just missed a ton of brooches. I'll bring them up quick because I know you do like yours. There's a memory of pierced jet. Pendant and brooch. This funky one we can't figure out. Fruit on a morning brooch. Vulcanite. A vulcanite somber looking lady. Gutta Percha cameo. Czech, could be British, not sure. You know, the Brits invented voxel glass. But definitely early voxel glass brooch. Morning brooch. You know, they've had mourning since the 1600s. It was only the Victorians and Victoria. Hey, Deborah. You know, the bourgeoisie. And then by the mid to late 1800s, the masses were voxel. VAUXLL. I think you have a piece, Lori. But this one's my favorite. Now, there's fruit in this basket. Maybe that's what the fruit on the morning brooch is all about. The With Sympathy hand. And this one's Gutta Percha. You can tell voxel, Gutta Percha and vulcanite apart really easy. VAUXH as in Henry, ALL, like Vauxhall. I'm pretty sure. This one is Czech and Art Deco. Love the pink on that. The sawtooth setting on the foil-backed rhinestones. And the Victorian panel bracelet. And it has all the hallmarks. Just loops and a spring ring, so you know anybody can wear it. To a smaller wrist, you can remove a panel. A larger wrist, you can add rings to it. Deb was, yeah, there you go. Deb, and she was asking me to find her a rose gold bracelet. And so weird that one of the first shops that I walked into in Dartmouth today had, it's Mylar, it's bronze, you know, Mylar, Italy. They're famous for their chains, but it's bronze, but it's rose plated. I thought it was pretty. And some of this is, you know, my dealer haul, and some of it's my my haul from Dartmouth, England today. Oh my God, I have to show you guys this brooch. Now, do you remember I didn't get to do sea treasures last week? We just ran long, like it's just 4 hours and 20 minutes, which isn't crazy for one of my sales, but you know, it was still long. And by the end of it, I was ready to go to sleep. And I told you guys, well, you bought the seahorse, Lori. And I said, I have a fish coming in, and it's meant to be either late Victorian or Art Deco, because you know, the Edwardian period was only about 10 years. So they kind of squeezed everything in that era. Well, it doesn't help that I start at midnight, you know, and it's just the middle of the afternoon for the West Coast. And then it's, you know, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. But here, it's midnight. But I told you guys, fish that was supposed to come. You know, the one who loves um, animals and creatures and, you know, bugs and what have you. And she told me she sent me, of course, she sends me pictures before I buy anything. And she said, I said, that looks really big. And she said, oh, it is. And listen, if you know anything about a dealer, though, you know, everything's big, everything's wonderful. I kind of didn't believe her. Well, kid, it's Chinese. I think it's actually earlier than what she thought it was. It's 64 grams of sterling. It's a Chinese koi, and it is 7 inches long. The eye is glass, isn't it? Oh my God. I was like, what? I opened it up. I thought she was kidding me. Hey, Sarah. It's got some kind of early, I don't know, glue around the soldering of the pin. But the pin is definitely early. I mean, I have seen Chinese pieces that have the scaling. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, that's basically what they are. Koi are just, you know, pretty carp. Now, I don't know why she sold it to me, because she, you know, you guys maybe saw some of the pictures of her shop, and I don't remember if I put them up. Her shop is like high end. That fish, the only one I could find comparable was at auction at Sotheby's, and it went for like 1,200 pounds. It, I mean, it's like in the 1950s, there was an artist that did wall sculptures in sterling. But this isn't, no, this isn't 1950s. There is no way. Girl, we'll find out. I mean, it'd be nice to get some big money out of it. I don't know why she sold it, but okay, cool. I got it. She knows I like sea creatures. She knows I like, you know, sea things. I paid up a bit, but I don't think, you know, I'm not a tenth of that, honey. So I'm gonna go from this one I bought. It's citrine and peridot, and I think probably 1970s, and it has that diamond dusted, like brushed silver. It's just a little bit of something, nothing. I like pieces like that. Hey, Robin. But they're real citrine and real peridot, and that's like that diamond dusted cut that was popular in the 1970s. Just a little something. Oh, of course, it's sterling. Okay. Now, this one is Czech and probably 1930s because it's chromed. But it has those fire polished red stones that I absolutely adore. They look like a red dragon's eye. Doesn't it look like a half-closed dragon's eye? They glow. There's that. Now, I think bright... Can chalcedony be bright red? These are definitely stones. You know, use the diamond tester. And they're definitely stones, but I think they are of this one, Lori. They're bright red and faceted. And then, of course, there's Czech bicone crystals in between the stones. They're ice cold. They have like imperfections like a stone. They're not all perfect. And it has a sterling clasp. I've actually seen chalcedony that was that red. But I think it's Chinese when it's not that cinnamon color. You need a break, girl. We work too hard. People don't know how hard resellers work. I got... Oh, this piece is nice. That big Russian enamel set that I still have. And like I said, I don't care. I'll put it online if it doesn't sell in the room. There's Victorian Russian enamel. I love the chain. The chain feels like butter when it goes through your hands. It's Russian. It's probably 875 silver. I'm developing a website, honey. I can't remember if I showed you guys this like beautiful pale cornflower. Did I show you this? Maybe. Maybe I had this before Friday. A pale cornflower crystal. And it's, you know, got like the disco ball faceting. And if I had it up on a white one, it would glow on a white bust. And this I got, and I haven't cleaned yet, so it will look better. But I have that red pools of, and the pink one hasn't come in yet. You can see it glowing in my hand. But these are just pale aqua. They're polished round crystal, Czech crystal. Oh, this one I haven't cleaned either. It's going to look better. But it's platen on. Look at the glow on this cranberry crystal. Dear God. It's like a sun catcher. And it's marked, not platen on, platinum. It's marked platinum back there. I'll have it cleaned up before Friday. Now that one will probably need an extender for most people because it's only 15.5 inches. My scrawny neck, it sits right at the base of it. You know what I mean? It's like a high collar. And if you wanted a high collar, okay, fabulous. But, you know, if you want something longer, it's a spring ring, no problem. We'll just slap an extender on it and go. I just ordered, I had to order extenders, and I ordered from 2 to 6 inches, and I ordered a dozen of them. It was really good, Lori. I mean, I did find a lot of cool things. I was really upset that when I went to go into my favorite shops, I had no reception. And then I thought I had videoed. There's a place called Vintage Variety. There's a shop called Vintage Variety in Dartmouth. And it's one of my favorites. And I thought I had filmed it all. And then when I got out of the store, I went to turn the camera on. Turned it on. You have to double tap an iPhone when you're videoing. So, yeah, that was a little frustrating. Now, this is sterling. It's been gold, you know, gilt. But it's, and I would say that's probably a 12 millimeter pearl. It's a gorgeous pearl. But the gilding is coming off in the back. So the choice is, you know, have Bob remove it all if you like sterling, or have Bob regild it. Because that's a gorgeous enough pearl to, you know, put a little money into it. It won't cost much for him to take the gilding off. He'll just take the pearl off and probably acid dip it and then buff it out. And I don't believe that he has to remove the pearl to gild it, to electroplate it with with gold, to layer it in gold. So whatever the buyer's choice is. And this necklace, I love it. If it were me personally, I'd wear it just like it is. But, you know, some people like bright, shiny, shiny. I think this is, I don't know, I really should test it. I think it's pinchback. And this, the length and everything to me is indicative Victorian, late Victorian. And it's, you know, there was the Etruscan, then the Egyptian revival, but it's really cool. I've seen this necklace before, and it was listed as Victorian. So let's put it that way. But it's just a cool snake. And then the tail is a hook. And all of these little spaces, you can adjust it. Although imagine how tiny you would have to be to adjust it up there. It's very small. I think, let me measure. I think it's 15 inches, maybe. I'm live, honey. Ooh. Yeah, it's just 15 inches. And unfortunately, I mean, I don't think there's any way that you could actually adjust it. It's not sterling. No, I haven't tested it, but it definitely looks plated to me. Do you see the wear? So I think, once upon a time it was sterling plated, not chrome. I don't think it's not. Look at the cut of the the paste with those great big crowns. They're not rose cut, which, they've used rose cut from, I think they started rose cuts in the 1500s, but they used rose cuts still up until early 1800s. And then it went into this, high crown setting or high crown cut. And then cut 52 facets. Then, okay, this one is sterling. But sterling and amethyst paste. Here, let's move it back a bit. It's a negligee with the dangle. But this solid sterling. And then the fabulous, of course, check glass. Cut crystals. And when I got it, that has been cleaned. It was as dark as the bust. Well, I think everything's original on this. And spring ring extender, making it more accessible for like modern women, because we don't all have little teeny. I'm chunky, but I have a scrawny neck. When I'm thinner, yeah, my sister says I look like a swan. I don't think that's a good thing. And I don't think she means it in a nice way. Oh, where the heck's... Oh, here's the other earring. I was like, where the heck's the earring? I showed you the aesthetic bracelet. Hiya, Sharon. Now, this is the Victorian aesthetic, 1880s. To me, they're very flexible and look to be very comfortable, but they're Victorian aesthetic. They're like little multi-stars, and they're articulated. They make a fabulous chain. Those are post earrings. Well, post with a dangle, which is actually my favorite earring. Something that wears like a post, but dangles. When did they start putting safety chains? Christina, I've seen safety chains since the Victorian era. I can't say that I've seen too many on Georgian pieces. So probably somewhere in the 1800s. Now, these next couple purchases came because, if you remember, I had voxel glass. Hi, lady. I had a voxel glass necklace the pink one, the Art Deco. And Yvonne ended up purchasing it. And she got a good deal on it too. I tell her all the time. Like, you got a really good deal on that, Yvonne. And she's like, oh, I'd really like to have one of the ones that goes all the way around, because hers just had it, you know, in the front. So, you know, I'm going to go looking for it. Well, I'm like, well, I can't let her think I can't get that. So, I didn't get one. I got two. This is the back of it. And it starts up at the clasp. And these are, you have a blue-green. These are like 4-leaf clovers. And they have the voxel glass earrings, screw back earrings as well. Now, these full necklaces retail, they start at about $150. That one is on eBay. I think it's the other one I have, but it's all in gold. I think it's $360. These aren't going to be that much. I mean, I'll want a fair price out of them. There's no way I'm asking that kind of money. Now, Voxel, Lori, I think I gave you a brooch, or you bought it. I can't remember if I gave it to you or you bought it. It had some damage. It had some missing glass. Voxel glass is glass that's applied to metal that's been silvered. So if this is out in the light, it glows. Yes, that brooch. So there's the gold one, the 4-leaf clovers. And that's Voxel, Vauxhall. And this one is my favorite. Because it's that cornflower blue and green. And this is the one that they have on eBay, but in that gold color. Oh, this gets turned around. And then you got to sit and flip it all around. We're just going to pretend for right now. I'm usually, when you find them, the silvering has come up like a mirror. They're silvered like a mirror. Yeah, the gold is voxel too. Yeah, there's a ton of jet. I have a ton of jet, gutta percha, and vulcanite, which is what you would think it is. It's like a tire, vulcanized tire. It's that same material. Those invented Victorians. Oh yeah. There's I have a couple new rings too. Now one hasn't come in yet. And this one is Bohemian, but it's check glass. Oh, and it got full of fluff hair while I was cleaning the thing somehow. But that's coarse brass and check glass. And adjustable. But beautiful for a costume ring, I think. And then the other vintage garnets are, oh gosh, I always forget. Now, there are Pyro, there are Almondine, which are the like, you know, for lack of, they're like a bluey red. And Pyrope is the hot red. But the other one that's like looks kind of like cherry juice. Well, this one is deco too. Natural garnets in sterling. Oh, cherry juice before I show you the rings. Holy Christopher. Speaking of cherry juice, how about some cherry juice Bakelite? Crystal. The clear Bakelite. Oh, good night, lady. Take care. Thank you for coming in. It's 70 grams. And there's like a hairline crack in it. Oh, goodness gracious, where's it at? It goes, I was afraid when I found that. I thought it was a mold mark, and I'm like, oh my God, even if it's, because Bristol is really Catalan, but it'll still test for Bakelite. Catalan is just a type of phenolic plastic like Bakelite is. So yeah, it tests hot. And it's gorgeous. But you can see where let me find the fracture. Somebody hit this on something. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's this end. Someone doinked that. And crack. Can you see it goes like through it? But it doesn't, it's not, because I had to, my paws. I had to force, my wrists are small, but my hands are big. So I had to like soap up my hand to get it on. But I can get it on. It's just, I've got big paws. So, yep, there's the Bristol. Cherry juice Bakelite. Let's see, what else was there? This is the marble Bakelite. They're clippies. They look like egg yolk amber. They're heavy little suckers. They're marbled Bakelite. Let me think. Oh, Lori, the next package I send you, because you're all wrapped up. This, I think, was either for a coat or maybe a sailor's uniform. I know how you collect buttons. I think it's French jet. But I don't know if you can see the detail. It's an anchor and a glass button. So I'll put it in a little baggie with your name on it. Because I know you collect buttons. Oh, I'm not stalling or delaying showing you this ring because the ring is fantastic, but there is a necklace. This one is definitely Art Deco. And I love the colors. Oh, you're welcome, honey. Some of them are peach and some of them are Rosalind. But they're all 1930s. Funky, geometric. Cuts. And if anybody wants it longer, it's really not a problem because I have a lot of these, those ones that look like bow ties. I actually have enough of those to do an entire necklace. So we could mix it up if you want. It's heavy. I think some of them are glass and some of them are crystal. I'll have to test them. It's summery, or it's, if you love that color, if you love that pinky peachy, which that's one of my favorite colors of pink, that peachy pink. Who am I kidding? I like every color, every shade. Oh, there's a Tibetan prayer wheel, and this is solid silver. It's a pendant, and it actually opens up, and you could put poison, pills, perfume, whatever, prayer. But it's a Buddhist prayer wheel, I think it's called. Got that because I thought it was cool. And okay, here's the ring, guys. I have two gold rings this week. One's 9 carat and has large blue topaz, and it's Art Deco. This one is Edwardian. It has 18 karat gold. I think a platinum crown and 34 points of diamonds. But that's a side profile. Here, let me see if I can scooch you on up so you can see more detail. There we go. So that's the side profile. And there's it, 18 karat. Well, upside down, but. And this is why I like British gold. Do you see that says D34? Well, that tells you there are 34 points of diamonds. And the diamonds are all gorgeous. It might only be white gold. I haven't tested the metal content on the top yet. But, white gold, started to become popular in the Edwardian era. Would you believe it's a size 8? And I don't think it's ever been sized. This was like a big Victorian or Edwardian lady. But of course, we got to remember, a lot of times this is a diamond right hand ring. They would wear their rings over top of their gloves. So maybe she was a size 3 or 4 finger, but over top of a glove it was a size 8. That's how we get away with a lot of Art Deco rings being bigger. But the ring that you bought, Christine, is a cocktail ring, and a lady wouldn't wear her gloves over that. Yes, I'll bring this. Excuse me. Hi, Jane. Yeah, it's been clean. I'll have the white tested whether to see whether or not it's platinum. I think if it were platinum, it would be marked. It's probably more than likely just white gold, but it would probably more than likely be 18 karat white gold. Now I want to show you the band. This person didn't wear it often. The band is still thick. There's a little chink in it. I see. A little wibble. But, I mean, the gallery, everything's intact. I think it's gorgeous. I should have taken photos. Now, you know, you guys, I don't charge you retail ever on anything. But, there was a jewelry store, a vintage jewelry store in the main bit of Dartmouth today, and a tiny, tiny 18 karat gold ring with a colored stone was like 900 pounds. I'll grade these diamonds before Friday. And yes, I am qualified to grade them on cut, color, and clarity. There's a lot of scintillation in them, so I know the cut is good. And you can't put an ugly yellow diamond in white gold, platinum, whatever, because it'll just look caca. And these don't look caca. So, you know, I'll give you my appraisal on what the stones are. And you could take it to any jeweler and have it appraised. Yes, it did come with this box. Christina, wait till you see the box I sent you with your ring. Some bougie boxes from when I sold jewelry. This is a bangle bracelet box. But I sent you the ring box. You might think, oh, she treats her like her oldest customers. You know, do I spoil you? You guys a little, the ones who've been with me forever, a little extra? Probably. So sue me. You know, I think it's every seller does that. Oh, I've actually been looking for a nice jewelry box for Lizzie. She buys jewelry often, and she's bought tons of jewelry. I would love to see her have a nice jewelry box. Oh, of course, most sellers have return buyers, but I mean, some of you have been with me since I started. Like you know me from before I even had a channel, when I was modding for other people and just helping other resellers out. you haven't been with me forever, Star, but you know, you're a girl after my own heart. You like things I like. But I want to hope that I spoil all of you. I know Christina a little bit more. I know Lori a bit more. I know Julie a bit more because they've been with me like forever. I know you, Jane. Hey, you know, I tell everyone that comes to my channel, you don't need to come here to buy, come here to learn. Because what you learn from me will take you through life. It'll take you through every jewelry sale. I want you to be like me. I want you to be able to walk into something and know exactly what you're looking at. And to know the difference of when you're getting a good deal or not. Well, my kings and queens, it has been a day for me. I think I woke up at 5:30. Those screaming. Do you hear that high pitch? Wee, wee. That's the Dixie chicks. My chicks that I feed slugs and snails to. Thank you, Thelma. I think on your channel as well too. Because you bring everyday jewelry and you always make it feel special. I mean, you could pick up, you know, something. I've seen sellers say, "Oh, why would she pick up that? Oh, why would she have that?" And you're like, "Hey, because it's pretty." And jewelry brings beauty to our life, whether it is, you know, a piece of costume from Walmart or if it's, you know, platinum. You know, it still brings beauty into your life. And tell me one person who doesn't need more beauty. The world gets really ugly. Exactly. Could be diamonds or plastic. It's all dependent on who loves it. And what I hope to teach all of you is the difference. How to find, you know, how to find the difference if it's diamond or plastic. Like when I tell you what the diamonds are in that ring, I'll tell you what the diamonds are and I'll explain to you how I tell what the diamonds are. And practice, what do I tell you? Practice makes perfect. Well, I know it's working because a lot of you all have come to me and said, "Is this what I think it is?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you tell me. You picked it up because you thought it was what you thought it was." I love watching her on drawings too. I don't buy a lot of like modern costume, and if I do, it's usually because I like it and you know, it's something I think that I'll invest for a later date, you know. But no, I enjoy learning about everything because I don't know about it. Dawn has a great channel and a lot of people, and I hope we can grow and you know do as well. I think we both can bring something to the table. I think there's, a lot more room for people that know what they're doing, because it's going to help teach everyone. Knowledge is power. They say ignorance is bliss. Well, it's not going to help you make any money on what you buy. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jane. Jane brings the funk. And I love it. I got a couple pieces I think you'll like, Jane. We're not done yet for the week. I'll be back. But right now I'm off to bed. So I thank you all for coming in. And if you're watching this back and you weren't able to make it in to see the live haul, you're welcome too. And hopefully I'll see you all on Friday. Oh, thank you, Soulful. And I will see you all soon. Yes, Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night. Or great afternoon. I'm sure it's only afternoon for some part of the world. Thanks, guys.